If you haven't watched part 1, please go and watch part 1 before continuing here. Thank you. About looking at the bigger picture, okay, let me give you another exercise. Imagine, okay, you are in an open field. Let's say you are on holiday in, let me say, the Philippines, and you're one of those islands that's not dense, that's not highly populated. So you go out of town and you're in this landscape of grass. For kilometers ahead of you, there's grass. And there are some animals here and there feeding off the grass. Okay, imagine it. The sun is shining, it's quite warm, you wear a hat to prevent the sun from burning you. And you keep on walking, and suddenly you encounter this mansion. And you think, whoa, this mansion is quite big. And let's say you have two buddies with you who are tourists just like you. They pick up their mobile phones, they take pictures of it and put it on Instagram. And they then walk towards the mansion. They open the gate, enter the property, knock on the door. One of the guys decides to film it with his mobile phone. Yeah, he also has a power bank with him to charge his phone just in case, so he's filming it. So you three guys are over there. Then one of you guys looks around and he asks the following question. Guys, let's say your names are Ronald, Robert, and Rick. And Ronald asks the other two, Robert, Rick, something bothers me about this place. Robert and Rick look at him and ask, what's going on, man? And Ronald says, hold on a minute. This mansion obviously belonged to some rich family, but where are the roads? The two guys look at him and ask, Ronald, have you taken drugs lately, or have you drank too much past night, because you're not making sense here? And Ronald tells them exactly that. This whole scene doesn't make sense, because just think about it, guys. A mansion like this needs to be maintained. Someone needs to clean the room. Someone needs to maintain the building. So, and also people are living here, so supplies have to be transferred to this place. You need roads for cars to come here. And let's say this is a building from the 18th or early 19th century, before there were vehicles, before there were cars, I mean. If that's the case, there still should be a road for the horses to come. Where are the roads, guys? Then Ronald and Rick, Robert and Rick, they look at each other and they think about it for a moment and realize, hold on a minute. And Ronald continues. And there's another thing, guys. There is something else that doesn't add up with this building. How come this building is so old that even the roads have faded away, yet it's so clean, as if it's built just a year ago? Any building that's old will show signs of aging. And one of the signs of aging is that a lot of grass and a lot of thorns going to grow on the property. This property is clean. This property is maintained. So how can it be that a building like this is maintained while there are no roads to provide provisions towards this house, towards this building? Now look at this, listener. This Ronald, he checked around. He was alert. That's why he knows these things. And in his spirit, he sensed something is wrong here. Then Ronald said, you know, guys, it's better for us to get out of here. So they moved away. That other guy, Rick, who was making the pictures, also recorded the movie, he posted it all on Instagram. And when they were back in Manila, the one of the police officers asked them, guys, did you enter that mansion that you post on Instagram? The guy said, no, we arrived, we knocked on the door, but when nobody opened, we just left. The police officer told them, guys, you have no idea what you're about to face if you enter that building. And the guys were thinking, what the heck is this? The police officer explained, 40 years ago, a rich guy built that place, that mansion. But after a while, his whole family died and he remained lonely back there. So one day he was robbed. Also, when he was robbed, he declared a curse upon all the robbers. And within 2 weeks, they all died because their internal organs collapsed. Their internal organs didn't function anymore. When this happened, the relatives of those robbers brought all the stolen goods back. People that purchased stolen goods brought them all back. But when this happened, the locals began to hate that rich guy. And they began to energize a lot of hatred towards that place. So after a while, many demonic spirits were attached to that place. And the guy that lived there, he became fully demon possessed. Until age 112, he was screaming, roaming around, and from time to time he would also come to the coastal villages and he would kill people. The guy died. After he died, nobody wanted to maintain the roads to that place because there was a village located there and the mansion was built at the village. Everyone moved out of the village. I'm telling you, 10 years ago, the government decided to demolish the village, to remove the roads and allow grass to grow over there, in the hope that everyone would forget about that place. Those 3 tourists were shocked when they heard this. The police officer told them, when I was a teenager, I and a few buddies went over there. We thought we were going to have some fun. When we entered that place, man, it took us a week to get out. There were demonic forces over there that wanted to kill us. So anytime we wanted to leave the place, we would end up somewhere else. Oh man, I'm telling you, there are people that went to that place and they didn't even survive. And that was 8 years ago. So, guys, I'm glad you guys didn't enter that place. Now, why is this a training for you? First of all, I wanted you to imagine. So while you were imagining and I spoke the parable, you got along with it, so you were involved. Just take this parable I gave onto you of this mansion in the middle of nowhere and use it in your daily life. So next time, for example, you walk down the streets and you see someone sitting at the bench, all alone, look at the environment. Okay, let me give another parable now. Maybe that's much easier for you. Let's say you enter a library. Whether you're a guy or a girl, doesn't matter here. You enter a library. In the library, you have tables where people sit and read newspapers and read books. But then you have a whole region of the library with only books. Nobody's there. Then you pass by and you see that this girl is sitting over there, all by herself. Now, if you're a guy, you tend to look how attractive the girl is. Okay, I don't blame you for that. But please, if you're a guy, look around. What type of books are there? Are scientific books? Are those books novels? What type of books are around? And also the following: why is she just sitting there all by herself, separated from everyone else? There's a red flag already. Okay, let's say you approach her and talk to her and she's very open to you. Look at what she is saying. Look at the tone she addresses you. Look at her body language. Does she show any sign of fright? If she shows signs of fright, yet at the same time she's open to your interaction, that means this individual has mental issues. This means this individual has things that they haven't processed yet. And that will also explain why they're so uncomfortable in open human community. In an open human community, that's why they're separating themselves like that. So that's how you look at the bigger picture. You look around, you look further. You don't just look at what's in front of you. You check the environment, you check the context. Just like that mentioned in the previous parable that stood all on its own, if you enter a library and someone is sitting completely on their own, they don't even notice what's happening around them, and let's say that individual is also a female and she's very well dressed and all. Now, ask yourself, why is someone so well dressed yet they're hiding themselves from public? If you are well dressed, you're dressed in a sexy manner, you do it to get attention from others, so that others will desire you, so that others will give you compliments or notice you. You don't do it and then you go and sit somewhere separate from everyone else. That's a contradiction. That doesn't add up. So that shows you how someone's mindset is. Again, this is a training I'm giving you. Ladies, the same counts for you. If you encounter a guy who is kind of isolated from the rest of the community, yet he shows no immediate signs of falling apart, then ask yourself, why is he so isolated? Does he have a plan? Maybe he is a hitman on assignment, or look, I'm not telling you to become paranoid, okay? I'm just telling you to look beyond, to look at the context. Because human beings long for security and harmony. So human beings want the context and the content to match one another. Human beings, especially in the fallen state, don't want to think. They don't want to evaluate things. They just want to be relieved. So relief seekers want harmony, often harmony at all costs, even if the harmony is not legitimate. So such people will always look at what makes sense according to their community, or what makes sense according to their immediate needs. So when someone wants attention, they may get a tattoo, or they may dress in a weird manner, or women often they dress provokingly and put makeup on. Those are things that relate to their needs to be acknowledged by others. It's a mental need. And every human being has the need to be acknowledged. Every human being has it. There's nothing wrong nor stupid about it. It's a natural human need that you want to be acknowledged by others. So that's why rejection hurts so much. But here's the thing. Why would someone who's not in agreement with Christ, who's still in relief seeking, why would they isolate themselves? That's not a good sign. Look, in this training, I just wanted to teach you to just observe the facts. Too often people know something and they are triggered by memories of the past, or they're triggered by conditioning, or they're triggered by their bodily responses. That's why in the second parable, in which was this attractive girl sitting all by herself in a library, isolated from everyone else, I told the guys to not be distracted by their hormones, but to just evaluate the facts. People are often distracted by their bodily hormones, not only men. Hormones also can be things like sadness or other stuff. It doesn't always have to relate to the opposite sex, but okay. People are often distracted by their hormones, so by the bodily reactions, or they're distracted by their conditioning. And I'm telling you to just observe the facts, the plain facts. When you observe the plain facts and by looking around, you can see the context. And if the content doesn't match the context, then you know something is up. That's it for now. Be at peace.